Hello YouTube, it is Birdo Prey 5 again. Welcome. I am not sure anybody's here yet. To be honest, I'm not sure if anybody will be here. I know it is not my usual time for coming on, but I figured, hello Thomas, good to see you. I figured I needed to make this video regardless of how many live views I got, because the reality of YouTube is, as much as I might want to have a channel without any specific direction, viewers are going to expect something, and it's only fair that I give you some idea of what this channel is going to be about. In the past few months, I've done some video reviews, some Star Trek reviews. I did a future predictability index on Airplane 2, which I thought was really fun. Didn't get all that many views, but I'm just starting out here, so it takes time. One of the more interesting things, and certainly one of the more popular, likely because Anti-Tracker sent a bunch of people this way, was the video where I just came on live with my own face for the first time and talked about the realities of living out of a hospital bed and how I got here, how I got to this point in my life. Now, I will grant you the last 10 years has not been as interesting as the 10 before. You ask, well, living out of a hospital bed, not a hell of a lot to do. Not a hell of a lot changes day to day. And it's more or less true. But it does give you a unique perspective on the world. I mean, everything that's happened since I got home in 2010. So it's been eight and a half years since I've been home, 9.5 years since I initially got sick, but most of that first year I was out of it. So I mean, everything that's happened in the last 8.5 years, practically the entire Obama administration, the election of Trump, the first couple of years now of his presidency, all the changes in the world, the changes with medical insurance, and that has been something obviously very important to me, because I'm kind of at the mercy of the government at this point in terms of medical insurance. While I was still in a coma, the paperwork had been started on long-term disability, because it was clear I wasn't going to be able to return to work anytime soon. And it took some time, but I did get disability. And all these things factor in. Living in New York City, it is one of the cities with one of the best public transportation systems in the world. But the reality is, it is still not easy to get around. And again, I have a unique perspective on this. And what you may or may not know, depending on how much you've listened before and I've said, was that before I got sick, my life was more or less the polar opposite of what it is now. I literally worked for one of the 400 richest men in the world. He was on the Forbes 400 list, and he wasn't at the bottom. I was a personal friend of his, more than an employee. We were all friends. It was more like a family. And even after he passed away in 2006, I continued working for his company right up until the day I went into the hospital. And even after that, they kept me on the books for some time, hoping I was going to get better to get back to work. They were an amazing company. I had an amazing 9+ years, from September 2000 to May 2009. Life was an adventure that would be worthy of a book in and of itself, those 9 years alone. In fact, one other person who worked for him for far less time than I did go on to write a book. It's on Amazon right now. Of course, he added a lot of bullshit to make it more entertaining. And I don't know why, because, to be honest, it was plenty entertaining as it was. I'll assume his publisher kind of got him to make up some stuff. But it's still a very good book to read, and I might give the name at some point. But people have come to me and literally said, you should write a book. They were telling me this 10 years ago, before I got sick, you should write a book. They tell me this today, that I should write a book just of what I've went through since I've gotten sick, and not even knowing about my past life. And then there was my childhood, which I've come to realize as an adult was quite unique. Special, good, but unique. And there's just so much material from my life that can be, can and should be expanded upon for various reasons, that I wish I could write a book. I just don't have the patience right now to sit down and type it all out. There have been points in my life, especially a couple of times during my working years, where I knew I was at a week or two, a time period, that I needed to write down my thoughts because it was that important, that I'd want to remember, I'd want the details to come back to at some point in the future. And I did. I wrote them down. I saved them. I've saved them to 12 hard drives and to the cloud. So I still have copies today of some of those, and there's pages and pages of material of things most people would find hard to believe. But those were really the experiences I had. And the short of it is, this channel is going to be about me. It's the topic I know best. It is not only going to be about my past, it's going to be about my current life. And a big part of my current life, and always has been Star Trek. I literally grew up watching TNG and DS9. I credit Deep Space Nine for turning me from a child into an adult. Everything I learned about how to be a responsible person, well, not everything. And what I didn't learn from my parents, I learned from Deep Space Nine. It was the show that was there throughout some of my, well, throughout high school at least, and into those years that you develop, that you turn maybe not officially an adult, but I always felt like an adult. I would ask what would, okay, maybe I wouldn't ask specifically what would Captain Sisko do, but I would, what would somebody from Deep Space Nine do? That was my moral compass. And to this day, it still more or less is. And to a lesser extent, TNG, only because I was a bit younger when it was on, but I've continued watching it over and over. And TOS, I watched as a kid, but as a kid it was just a fun show. As an adult, it was something more. So yes, Star Trek is still going to be a big part of this channel. Stargate is going to be a part of this channel because it was another series. It didn't have the moral impact on me, but it had an impact on me. I based my life, my morals, my principles on Star Trek, Starfleet, the Federation. But I had a lot of fun watching Stargate. And that's just the reality. Those were all things that are part of me. Some of the games I play, I mean, not Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. I don't even, honestly, I don't really even know what Fortnite is about. I assume it is some type of first-person shooter, but I have no idea what Fortnite is about. I've only heard other people talk about it. I've heard people talk about Fallout 76. I have a little bit of idea what Fallout 76 is about, but these are not games I play. The last game I played with any seriousness was the original Call of Duty 2 for PlayStation 3. Actually, I had Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 because that was back when I had a job and was making lots of money and I could buy video game systems. I had the game for both systems because at the time it came out, neither, well, the PlayStation Network could barely keep up with the game. And the Xbox, although you had to pay for it, their online system was superior. So I actually almost got halfway to top rank on PlayStation. Then I switched over to Xbox and got all to the highest ranking on Xbox. Never since that game have I come even close to playing a game more in depth since. There's been others that have been interesting, but none as much. So, to a point, video games will be a part of this channel. More so on how they affect me than me actually playing them, but they will be there. And to be honest, the other YouTubers that I watch and follow every day, Anti-Tracker, Lore Reloaded, Doomcock, Trek Yards, Nerdrotic, Mecha Random, Egotastic Fun Time, and even the non-Star Trek ones, Timcast, Tim Pool, Knowing Better, which is a great channel, even though I disagree with the guy probably 78% of the time, but he does great videos. These are all part of my life and will be part of the channel. So that is what to expect going forward. I'm going to figure out a way to, I don't know if it'll be a rigid schedule, but we're going to do days where we talk about my, what did I do?
A rigid schedule.
Why is the computer making
days where we talk about my
Yes, you are being monitored.
Oh god damn it, anti-tracker.
I'm watching you.
Okay.
You are being watched by me.
Anti-tracker has probably gone
I
live.
have control of your computer, bird of prey.
oh god damn it, anti-tracker.
I am in control.
Okay, that's what happens when I leave my tab open. I guess I wasn't first on anti-tracker's stream. Oh no, he didn't go live. Okay, anti-tracker, I promise I'm going to get off in a couple minutes. If you're ready to go live, I'd much rather be watching your stream than mine. He's laughing his ass off right now. I see him. That's great. Anyway, as I was saying, that's what to expect. I'm going to be doing some type of schedule where you know, I'll do something about my time before I got sick, important issues since I've gotten sick, ways of looking at the world maybe you just haven't realized, and I promise you it will be as fun as possible. My goal is to make things interesting, and I think I can really do that. Please give me that chance. If you find you're not liking it, always feel free to comment. Leave a comment. I will read them. If it's not working out, we'll figure something else out. But that's the goal. I see I've got a few chats. I'll get to them and then I'm going to sign off, because hopefully Anti-Tracker is either live or going to go live very shortly for his Patreon only stream. And frankly, I enjoy watching that more than doing this just at this time, but we'll see. So Thomas was the first person to say hi. Chief Engineer Miles congratulates me, sees I have my own ship now. Yes, I have my own ship. It was a gift from Anti-Tracker, actually, as many things have been. Anti-Tracker, oh, okay, Anti-Tracker was here. He said, hey, what did I miss? Well, you didn't miss anything at the point you came in, which was very early. Chief Engineer Miles says I was hurting tribbles. You missed it all. That's a lie. You didn't miss anything. Thomas Potts says never hurts to suck up to the boss. Chief Engineer Miles, that's a rule of acquisition. Luke Favark says bonjour and Qapla. Bonjour and Qapla. To you too, Luke. 7 watching and only 4 likes. Come on, guys. Wow, that is an impressive ratio. Even if it's 5 likes, better. But 9 watching. Thank you, Anti-Tracker. Chief Engineer Miles sees 8 watching. Okay, Anti-Tracker made a typo. AT, when do you plan to do the Patreon stream? Thomas Potts also sees 8. Now he sees 9. I think this is a Picard light situation. If you see 4 lights or 4 people watching, you are being tortured by Cardassians. Anti-Tracker depends on BOP. I was about to start it, but I don't want to step on his toes. Well, if If you did step on my toes, I'd barely be able to feel it. That is the one place that the feeling is not fully there. But I get what you're saying, and don't worry, Anti-Tracker, I'm doing these comments in record time. 9 bunnies. No, well, maybe on Anti-Tracker stream, not here, Thomas. Luke Favark, I thought this channel was about transgenderism and how you identify with attack Klingon vessel. Did they lie to me? It is not about transgenderism. Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but I'm not transgender, so it probably wouldn't be appropriate for me to do a channel on it. Chief Engineer Miles, I need to go to my storage and find something, but I don't want to miss either stream. Well, you can always rewatch my stream. You don't have to feel compelled to stay here live. Anti-Tracker depends on BOP. I was about to start it, but I don't want to step on his toes again. Oh, god damn it. I fell back in the comments. Unsubbed. Anti-Tracker feels robbed. He was expecting a transgender-based channel as well. You know what? If you guys want a transgender-based channel, I can recommend you one. I will recommend it at the end of the stream. I have to get the URL, but be prepared. You might not like what you see. Stargate. Yes, Chief Engineer Mr. Miles, I am a fan of Stargate. Big fan. Thomas Potts, you should do a Borg series. Yes, Anti-Tracker just doing Borg. Lori Loaded is doing Borg. I'm sure there's more on the Borg I can figure out. Chief Engineer Mr. Miles, Stargate had a big impact on me. Well, seeing you have the Earth symbol as your avatar, I am not surprised. You do a Borg series, and you do a Borg series, and you, yes. There's Borg series enough for everyone. Doomcock can do a Borg series. Mecha can do a Borg series. Nerdrotic, I'm sure there's Borg comics. He can do a Borg series. Luke Favark, you can beat the Anti-Tracker at his own game if you release your reviews this week. Well, I only wanted to beat him, well, let's be honest. I beat him at the news ticker. Okay, I was using the news ticker in my videos before he ever started. And then I got my news ticker working again today to probably beat him before his afternoon stream. So, although I realize it's kind of low in YouTube, and if you've got the play pause bar up, you don't even get to see the news ticker. Ever play Minecraft? I have played Minecraft, Thomas, not on the computer. I play it mostly on my cell phone when I'm like in the hospital and have nothing else to do. I like it, but I haven't played on the computer. Luke Favark erased his message. Anti-Tracker, lol, the original Call of Duty 2. Anyone else see the irony? I understand the irony, but there were so many Call of Duty 2s that if you're familiar with the franchise, you understand why I said it. Mr. Miles, you like Stargate? I could never figure that out. Yes, big surprise to all of us. The original Battlefront 2 is the new number 2. Okay. Now he doesn't even know what Stargate is. He's just an ancient Egypt fanboy who thinks the pyramid were alien landing platforms. Ha ha ha. Kronos says, AT is evil. Qapla, Kronos. Think we're coming to the end. Anti-Tracker, my stream is still unlisted, but I knew you had my stream up. Yes, I did. You caught me. You caught me. Okay, he's going to start as soon as I wrap up, so we got maybe another minute here. Kronos, hey, by the way, BOP, Qapla. Kronos, good to see you, and yes, I saw you Qapla me on Anti-Tracker stream earlier. I actually had a friend over, a guy I had known for 9 years online, but we met for the first time today. He was actually going through cancer at the same time I was going through my illnesses in the hospital. We both were web forum owners, and we both became friendly, like literally the better part of a decade. One of my closest, if not my closest, friend that I've never met in person. Anti-Tracker, close second, but 9 years versus 1 maybe, so got to give the guy a little credit. And it was great to finally see him today. He was in the city because he was visiting his daughter, and she had recently moved here. So we both watched Anti-Tracker stream for a bit. I was trying to explain to him what the mega chats were and who Lore Reloaded was and all that good stuff. And that's why I closed Anti-Tracker's stream early, thinking it had ended, only to see like 45 minutes later a bunch of comments still coming up through the stream, and I realized his stream is still on. BOP, what's the link to the stream? To what? To your stream? I will put the link to your stream in the video. Okay, so you started already, or somebody's posting already. That's fine. This is the link. Wait, if I post the link to your stream in my stream, then non-patrons are going to get to the stream, so I can't do that. It seems like you realize that now. Okay, Thomas Potts. Okay, you don't know link to your stream. I got it to work on Patreon. Now I need 5 things to watch, A-Tree. Derek, great to see you. Hey, BOP5. Hope all is good with you. Anti-Tracker, fair point on the news ticker. J Dibs, that's my cousin. Hey, Bird of Prey. I assume that's my cousin. I assume that's J Dibs. It could be a different Dibs, but either way, it's one of my cousins. Hey, Bird, you are live on my channel. Oh, I am honored. Hello to all the fans and patrons of Anti-Tracker. It is me, Bird of Prey 5, coming you live from my Klingon Bird of Prey. I don't know how long I've been live for, but we are getting ready to wrap it up. Anti-Tracker is a great guy, and yeah, I can't say enough stuff about him. If you're watching his channel, you already know that. Excuse me. Derek, hey, Bird of Prey 5. I finished my Christmas shopping today. Spent a lot of money, but hopefully everyone will be happy. I'm sure they will, Derek. It is the thought that counts. One of my favorite, some of my favorite Christmas gifts have cost less than $20. And I mean that in all sincerity. It's not about, some have cost a lot of money, and don't get me wrong. I like them too, but certainly some of my favorite presents of all time have cost little money. And in fact, that's one of the stories I was going to talk about one day in my earlier life, the value of a present and how it is not tied to the cost of a present. I have a story for that, and it's something I want to tell. So that's the type of thing we're gonna find out about in future episodes. Chief Engineer Miles, I now have a wrench on AT's stream because this stream is on his stream. It's kind of the Inception stream. Kronos, what is a anti-tracker? Well, Kronos, my theory on why anti-tracker is called the anti-tracker is so good that I am not going to say it out of respect for probably ruining the 10K reveal he's planning on doing. I will hold off till he's at 9,900 subs, and then I will give my theory. That's only fair. A massive tip jar, according to some sources. Yes, it is. Jason, congratulations. Jason is the proud new father of a beautiful baby girl named somewhat, I assume, after me, because we share quite a few letters. Almost born on my birthday, but a little later than expected. Are you my cousin too? You know, Chief Engineer Mr. Miles, if I go back far enough in the family tree, I'm pretty sure we're all cousins. But no, as far as I know, you're not my cousin. Lore Reloaded. Oh my God, Lore! You made one of these. Hello, Lore. It's been a long time since, in fact, I don't think you've ever been on one of my live streams. But you know what, Lore? You were the first person ever on YouTube to give me a wrench, so I have to return the favor. You are now wrenched, my friend. Without Lore Reloaded, I never would have found Anti-Tracker. I never would have become a patron of anybody on YouTube. And I probably would just still be using YouTube as a guy who just searched for occasional videos and closed it down without much care in the world of what went on behind the scenes. Derek, when I was young, my father used to take us to the toy shop on Christmas Eve and buy us a small thing, and then we'd walk around to see the people who had left it too late. And then we'd walk around to see people who had left it too late. Happy memories. Well, if they're happy memories, they're good memories. Dibs, thank you. Yes, yes. We'll come visit soon. Let everyone know that everyone here should invest in Bitcoin. Lol, talk soon. Yes, my cousin Dibs is a strong believer in cryptocurrency. I get fairly regular text messages and Facebook messages about all these coins I should invest in. And you know what? He was calling it right before that giant Bitcoin surge a year or so ago. Had I listened to him at the time and dropped all my money into Bitcoin and then sold it a month later, I have easily have doubled my money. Of course, I decided to keep my money in for the long term, and now it's not as high as it was. But yes, I don't know, you should put all your money into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, but it's probably not a bad idea to put some in. Lore Reloaded. I've watched them, never been on live. Hope you are well. Thank you, Lore. I'm doing pretty good these last few weeks. I had a couple of bad months, not gonna lie, but you know, doing pretty good today. I saw a bunch of my friends yesterday. We had a poker game. I was in my wheelchair at the card table, for 5 or 6 hours, which for me is almost unheard of, to be in the wheelchair that long. I'm not going to lie, it was a tremendous amount of pain getting back into my bed at that point, but it was so worth it. It was so worth it. And then today, to meet a longtime friend for the first time in person was another special day. So we've had back-to-back busy days for me. And yeah, I gotta say I'm in good mood. And my sister decided to just head off to Turks and Caicos today for the night because she felt like going to an island, and she has friends that work at airlines that can give her buddy passes so she can fly practically for free, and she did. She took advantage, so good for her. One day she says she will come on the stream with me, and we'll do a live stream, and you'll probably get to see her, and she can tell you some embarrassing stories about me. Lori Loaded is a... Lori Loaded says, yes, he's pretty awesome. He is. He is. And Derek says Lori Loaded is a gateway drug, and that is a valid description. Laura says, I'm glad I help you get active and find channels you like. Thank you. Thank you, you did. Birdo Pray 5 says, open up Anti-Tracker's patron stream. Let me see how I can do this without giving away his stream info. I can do it. Anti-Tracker's patron stream. Let me see how I can do this without... Okay, we're gonna switch over. So it's just me. So it's me on Anti-Tracker's patron stream. So Anti-Tracker is basically just mirroring my entire stream on his stream. That is awesome. Hello, Anti-Tracker people. Wait a second. Where's my camera? It's getting smaller and smaller. Oh well. Okay, I am going back to my stream, and then I will go back to read my comments. But that was cool. Thank you, Mr. Miles. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, how many baskets am I supposed to carry? Honestly, I really don't know what that refers to right now. But I'm a big believer. Oh, I hope Bitcoin. Yeah, no. Don't put all your eggs in Bitcoin. Spread it out among a few cryptos. But others also have money in cash and have money in the stock market or bonds or gold or whatever you feel like you want to invest in. Obviously not everybody has, and I certainly don't, have tens of thousands or even thousands of dollars to throw around investing, but I managed to scrounge up a couple $100 for Bitcoin. I'm not saying that I'm throwing $10,000 or $1,000 into Bitcoin, but I put in a couple hundred, and then a couple hundred into Litecoin. And for a while, Litecoin had gone way up, but now they're both down. But I don't actually lose money until I sell, so. Go to an island, visit Ireland. I wish I could. If I could visit Ireland, I would be visiting a lot of places. I used to love to travel. Traveling was like one of the top 3 things I would list, especially on when I was on the dating sites, which I was on a few of. Hiking, traveling, and driving. Those were some of my top things. In case you were wondering, I've been streaming your stream for 13 minutes and 22 seconds. Well, thank you, Anti-Tracker. And again, I think I'm getting right close to the end of the comments. So get ready to take over. I will be coming in shortly. Kronos, why does AT have a blueness? I don't know what. 15 minutes, 43 seconds. Oh boy. Any good bank robberies, Bird of Prey? Yes, but I can't talk about them till the statute of limitations is up. So in 7 years, check back. We can start going through them one by one. 17 minutes, 23 seconds. I'm getting the point, Anti-Tracker. I'm getting the point. You'd be very welcome here, Bird of Prey 5. I'd show you around. Thank you, Derek. Ireland is definitely one of the places on my list if I ever get the ability to travel again. Looks beautiful, and a lot of great people there. Okay, everybody. I talked about what I wanted to say about the future of this channel. I was blessed to see Anti-Tracker and Lore Reloaded here. I'm ecstatic to see me streaming on Anti-Tracker's channel, but it is time to turn this back over to the professionals. Qapla. I will see you guys in Anti-Tracker's Discord and his live stream shortly. Take care.